Hello, EC Trail Hiker here. Just come out here today to sort of kind of chronicle the strange experiences I've had out here, which I believe are Bigfoot related. The latest one happening just 2 days before I'm making this video. So right now it's Wednesday, June 1st, and this second experience I'm going to catalog actually happened 2 days ago. It's just some weird twist of fate that I was able to come out here today, and I got the place to myself basically. There's nobody else out here, and it's very hot. So I think that's why I'm out here by myself. It's a very hot day, very humid. But you know, I am training to do the AT, so this is the kind of conditions I need to be in and to get myself used to. But anyway, right now I'm here at the Medoc Mountain, sort of kind of a picnic area, and I'm going to scroll around here so you can kind of see what's going on here. Those are restrooms right there, and we got a little playground, and the campground is actually right over there through those trees. So this is where I started. Actually, both experiences I started right here. But I want to also talk about right now what happened 2 days ago is that there was a park ranger out here, and this sort of ties into what I'm going to be talking about later. But there was a park ranger out here when I got here 2 days ago, actually changing the trash cans. I don't know if you can see it on here, but there's a trash can over there. In fact, that's the one I saw the park ranger actually changing while I was here. But I do have it's kind of a trailway thing here. This kind of catalogs the trails, and I just want to show on here kind of where both experiences happen, plus kind of the trail I was taking. So right here, let's see. So we're right here. I don't know how well this is going to show up on the video, but we're right here, and the trail for the first. Well, let me just start. All right, so the trail I took for the first experience. This used to all be Bluff Loop right here. I don't know how well you can see this, but there's the campground loop. You go down that, and then it loops all around a bluff on the trail. But back when I had my first experience, this was all known as Bluff Loop. So, and the place where this happens is about right here on Campground Loop. So that's the one I'm going to be talking about there. Now the route, I think just that day, the first experience, I just did Bluff Loop and called it quits. It's about a 3-mile hike. But what happened 2 days ago is I actually took Campground Loop, did Bluff Loop, came back up Campground Loop, took Stream Loop all the way till you get to Fishing Creek Loop. And like I say, they've had different names, but I think it was Discovery Loop, but now they call it Fishing Creek Loop. So I went up here to Summit Loop and took that all the way down. Well, no, I actually went this way. So I took Summit Loop following Fishing Creek here, and then I was coming back up. See, this section of Summit Loop right here, you actually start going up towards the summit. The summit's actually right there. You actually start going up towards the summit, but it's not just a straight incline. It kind of dips. There's like little inclines and declines you do on the way. And so probably about halfway up Summit Loop is where I had my sighting, where I actually saw the creature. So I do Summit Loop, and then I go and do dam site. No, I'm not cussing. That's what it's called. There's an old dam there, and you take dam site, fishing creek, stream, and then you're back where you started. So that's the route that I took 2 days ago, which is about 9.5 miles hike. And so this is where it started, like I say. So the next thing I'm going to catalog here is my first experience. I wouldn't call it a sighting, but my first one, which is going to be on campground. But I'm going to go ahead and, since I'm going to train today, you know, since I'm out here. So I'm going to do campground, bluff loop, and then when I come back up campground loop, that's when I'm going to talk about my first experience. So I'm going to sign out for now. Okay, still on the Bluff Loop Trail. I'm not quite at the site yet where my first experience happened, but I wanted to show this real quick. Sometimes you get logs that kind of fall over the trail. Now the maintenance out here at Medoc Mountain is top notch. I mean, they get them out quickly. I did notice though a couple of days ago that while I usually, you know, when I'm taking my normal hike, I might see this happen like once. I noticed that day, particularly at Summit Loop, there was like a handful of trees that were just over the trail, and I'll explain how that's important or how that, you know, makes sense later. But I thought I'd share that real quick. And just another note, I wanted to say this at the beginning, but I want to say it now. I don't want people to look at this video and think, well, I'm never going out to Medoc Mountain. You know, if there's these things out there. Number one, I've been going out here, hiking out here for several years, dozens of times. And I've only had like 2 weird experiences out here. And I mean, the trails out here, like I say, the trail maintenance out here by the rangers is awesome. And another thing, particularly if you're, you know, want to train for like one of the through hikes, this has everything that you'll encounter on a through hike, basically. You probably won't run into snow, but you run into heat and cold extremes. You know, it's got inclines and got declines, and they're not paved trails. So that's probably, you know, this is why I like coming out here, because it's really good training for the app trail. But anyway, you know, so if you're thinking, you know, I mean, you might want to use a buddy system, you know, take some basic safety measures. You know, buddy system, you know, I've got some basic survival gear that I keep in my hydro pack here. Mostly I just use it for water. I got my hydro pack here that I put a lot of water in, coming in very handy today. But I do have like an emergency locator beacon in there, so if something does happen. So take some basic safety measures, but don't think if you come out here, you know, and the opposite is true too. You know, if you want to come out here and see Bigfoot, most of the time you're going to come out here empty-handed and not see anything. But I just thought I'd throw that in there real quick. And but I'm close to the site of the first experience, so I'm just going to cut away to that. So I'm going to sign out for now. Okay, this is the site of the first experience that I had. I was coming up the trail this way, and my battery power is not doing very well, so I'm going to have to make this short and sweet because I really want to get into the sighting. But basically what happened that day is this was about mid-fall. So what you're seeing right now is the visibility right now is a lot less than it was that day. And I apologize for my voice, but when I get dehydrated, you know, my voice gets a little weird. But anyway, so what happened that day is I'm hiking up this way, and then all of a sudden I notice the forest is quiet. Now I don't know what the microphone might be picking up right now, but usually you hear things like you know, birds chirping, maybe some squirrels scurrying around. There was none of that. It went dead quiet. It never happened that way before. So that's the first thing I noticed. So as I'm walking along, I get this feeling inside of me that I'm being watched. It's not one of those weird I feel kind of, I feel like somebody might be watching me. No, there was a feeling inside of me that says, you are being watched right now. And I mean, I knew 100% that I was being watched. That made me stop. That made me stop and look around. And like I say, the visibility was a lot better because by then, a lot of the foliage, if I said that correctly, was gone. I could not see a thing. There was nothing. But I knew I was being watched. And I noticed this very foul odor. I mean, I've never smelled it before. It's kind of hard to explain. Kind of a sulfury garbage type smell. Maybe some BO mixed in or whatever. But yeah, just a sulfury garbage like smell. Ugh. It's hard for me to say anything. But I noticed that too. But like I say, I never saw anything, but I knew I was being watched, and I had this smell. That, may make you think, well, that might have been a Bigfoot, because supposedly they have a very foul odor when people encounter them, close up. But, like I say, just something really weird that happened. I knew I was being watched, but I couldn't see anything. And I knew, the picnic area is just up that way, so I just kind of quickened my pace and went ahead and got up there. And but I'm gonna go ahead and start hiking to the next spot. Hopefully my battery power is doing fairly well. But yeah, that's what I really want to do. Is and like I say, this thing that happened, it was several years ago, and I've been up here dozens of times since then. And like I say, it's never happened again. But I really want to get to the sighting, so that's going to be coming up next. I'm kind of on high alert right now. I'm over here on the Stream Loop Trail. That's it right there. And this is where it joins the Fishing Creek Loop Trail. And I noticed there are some tree breaks. There's one right there, and there's a couple across the way. That's not really what's got me on alert though. I mean, I noticed that. As I was down there, walking across, getting towards the bridge, I heard a noise that sounded like an owl. It was like, whoop whoop, just like that. That's coming from around this area. Anyway, could be something, could be nothing, I don't know. But I just thought it was kind of strange. I thought I'd go ahead and say what's going on, and I'm definitely on high alert right now. Okay, finally, we're here at the site of my Bigfoot sighting. Yeah, I apologize for my voice. It's just, you get dehydrated and my voice just gets all froggy. But anyway, did have some weird things happen. First thing is, I was coming up here, I saw 4 places where trees have been blocking the path. And I'll mention that again later, but I also noticed a couple of fresh sawdust piles. Like I say, this is only 2 days after this happened. So definitely some maintenance has been going on, but just wanted to mention that real quick. Also, this might be something, this might be nothing. As I was coming up the Fishing Creek Loop Trail to try to get to this trail, I got that eerie feeling I was being watched. Now, it wasn't as strong as my first experience. Didn't smell anything. There were still noises in the forest, but the hair on my neck stood up. Like I say, could be something, could be nothing. But I don't have that feeling now, so maybe it's just Bigfoot on the brain, I don't know. But anyway, let's get down to the sighting. This is where it happened, right here. Okay, start off first. I was up the trail this way. I was up the trail, I'd say maybe about 50 feet up that way. And I hear this very loud boom. And then I heard rustling. And I knew exactly what it was. It's a tree falling. So I heard a tree falling. Like I say, this was loud. I mean, the loudest noise I've ever heard out here. So anyway, So I'm up the trail right here, and as you can see with the foliage, I can't see what's going on down here in the valley. So I'm thinking, at that point I thought, they're doing trail maintenance. You know, they found a tree falling down in the trail, and they're moving it. That's exactly what I thought it was. I was coming around this corner right here, thinking, okay, I'm gonna see a trail ranger, a park ranger down there. I didn't see anything. I did see something over in this direction. Okay, now follow the trail up, and you'll see some foliage right there. That is where I saw the creature. Now, the foliage is the same today. I mean, it's only been a couple of days, but one thing I can definitely tell you is that the time is very different. There were more shadows. This sighting happened, it was before noon, maybe like 10-15 minutes before noon, and now I think it's probably like 2 or 3, something like that. Oh, it's 3:45. So the lighting is definitely different. But the foliage is the same. Like I say, it's only been a couple of days. So, like I say, follow the trail up to where you see this foliage. There's a big tree right there, and you'll see the foliage right beside it. Okay, so from right to left is where I saw the creature. Now, I didn't see the whole silhouette of the creature. What I think I saw was the shoulder, torso area, maybe up to the back of the head. This area right here is all I could see. And I mean, that thing shot across here, like I say, from right to left, fast. I mean, so fast. I mean, it was like that. I only saw it for a couple of seconds. And I mean, it covered all that ground in a couple of seconds. And then I think it turned up and I couldn't see it anymore. And the thing moved so smooth. I mean, it was almost completely in a straight line. And I'm going to show you down there a little bit, if my battery holds out. But I'm going to show you a little bit what that terrain looks like. This is right there. That's off trail. That's not part of the trail. So, and there's rocks and tree roots. I mean, look at this. This is all over gravel. Because actually, Medoc Mountain is not actually a mountain. It's kind of just a high granite ridge. So, yeah. I mean, if you're coming out here thinking you're going to see this big, huge mountain, you're going to be disappointed, very disappointed. But that's what I saw. And one of the things that struck me, besides the way it moved, like I say, just moving very fast and very fluid through that area right there. Just very fast, very fluid. One thing I noticed was the fur. Like I say, this is a pretty good distance for me to see a lot of detail, but the fur really stood out to me. It was a very, very light brown, a light tan kind of color. I mean, almost like a blonde, but that's the one thing that really stood out to me and made me say, what the heck am I seeing? You know. So anyway, that's the details right there. Like I say, right across that foliage, through there, very fast, very fluid. I mean, just almost a straight line. And just, whew. And I've been thinking to myself, you know, what else could it have been? I mean, it couldn't have been a person. First thing, that foliage is very high. I'm going to show you in a little bit. That foliage is very high. And like I say, there's no shadow right here now, but there were shadows when I saw it. So you just took across right there. I mean, there's no human being that could do that could run that fast over that rough terrain right there. There's no human being that could do that. At first, I thought it might have been a bird, but there's no flapping wings. And if a bird's going to drift, a bird's not going to drift across here in a straight line. There's gravity. So it's going to be going down like that. Plus, I don't see large birds. I mean, because what I saw was large. This large, you know, part of what I saw of this creature. You know, I don't know birds that big that are going to drift that low to the ground, you know. Unless you see a snake or something. Anyway, I didn't see any wings. I mean, just that patch. That patch is what that patch is what I saw. Just shoot across there. Couldn't have been a bear. Now, a bear can move fast, but a bear is going to be moving up and down. You know, it's not going to be moving smooth like that. I mean, this thing was just like this. I mean, just totally straight over that rough terrain. But anyway, some final thoughts here. Like I say, this is the spot right here. Some final thoughts right here. Like I say, don't let this keep you from Medoc Mountain. Probably the best thing for me, the really good news that I saw out of this, the good thing I saw out of this, is that it was running away from me and not towards me. Because if you encounter a Sasquatch, you're not going to outrun it. You're not stronger than it is. And there's no weapons allowed here in this park. But it takes something like a 50 cal to drop this thing. I mean, they're big. And what I saw was big. But, you know, I only saw like just the top part of it, you know. I didn't really even see the head. I didn't see any facial features. But like I say, it's just this part of it right here is all I saw. And, you know, I didn't really catalog anything right then. You know, I had my phone. I could probably take pictures and look for evidence or something. But at that point, I was in such a state of shock. And I'm continuing to hike. I'm in such a state of shock. And I'm just racking my brain. What did I see? Could it have been something else? And I'm coming up empty. Anything that could do that. One thing I've noticed, you know, I think the whole idea, and plus the tree, hearing the tree fall, and then not even a minute later seeing this thing, you know, this creature run across like that. I don't think that's coincidence. Because I heard, you know, that's something that they do to, I've been doing some research about Bigfoot, Sasquatches, that sort of thing, is that they push down trees, one to kind of mark their territory, and another one to tell you, hey, you're in my territory, you need to leave. And I've been seeing a lot of tree breaks around here. In fact, there's one right there. Usually when the tree falls, it falls over like this, and you see the roots coming up out of the ground. You know, when it falls, and you have the roots there. But that's like a couple of feet up, and then just crack, you know, got pushed over. And I'm gonna go down there, show you a few things. I don't want to go take my whole hike down there into that valley right there. I just want to give you a glimpse of what it looks like down there, and the tree breaks. Because, like I say, there's tree breaks everywhere around here. Okay, so I'm gonna sign out for now. Okay, so right now I'm down in the valley. This would have been the path that the creature came through. As you can see, the foliage is very high. Let me see if I can get a size comparison here. Okay, so I'm standing like this. I don't know how well you can see with me with the foliage. Okay, so I'm 5'8", 170 pounds. I'm 5'8". And, you know, that's... But like I say, I don't think it was really the foliage that covered the creature. I think it was the shadows. But I'm kind of curious. I want to know if... I want to find the tree that I heard fall. And it would be over in that direction. So I'm going to try... And this will give you an idea of how rough this terrain is. There's thorns here too. So... I think I see a tree down over there. I heard a rustling, so I knew it hit the ground. I could hear it hit the ground. So, say, this would have been the creature's path right here. And as you can see, I'm going up and down, and I'm trying to pick my steps carefully through here. I'm also looking, I mean, there's really no mud around here, but maybe I can see some windbreaks or some possible footprints. Of course, I don't have any casting thing. I gotta tell you, I don't know what it could have been. Now, there's one right there. Now, that would have been one huge. It looks kind of fresh. I could have found it right there. Whatever fell down. Of course, it could be anywhere, but I'm thinking it'd be in this area because that's where I saw the creature. But I mean, as fast as it moved, it could have been way up there, pushed down a tree and come down here. But it really felt like the air, that it could have been in this area right here where the tree fell. We got a tree down right there. We got a, that's an old looking tree. Got the rustling. Okay, well, I ain't gonna spend too much more time out here. I see some possible candidates, but I was really expecting to see like a big, huge tree just falling over. Because like I say, the sound it made was loud. It was such a loud sound. Makes me think it was a really big tree. But like I say, the way this thing moves, it could have been anywhere. And then got in here in no time, and you know, that's when I saw it. Okay, I'm not exactly where the creature was at either. I mean, the creature was right in there. Going, shooting across. Yeah. Trying to see if I see any disturbances in there. I do see what looks like some matted foliage, like something came through in this area. The foliage is not as high in this area, but like I say, mostly it was the shadows that was keeping me from seeing the whole creature. Now, there's a tree break right there. Another one right there. If I can presuppose something here. Okay, sorry, stop recording right there. If I could presuppose something here, I'm thinking this might be maybe a younger Sasquatch. And he kind of sees this as his area. Now, this happened on Memorial Day. So I know a lot of people were out here for that weekend, you know, hiking around. There's a lot of people out, you know, a couple of days ago. They're probably out here the whole weekend. I just think, you know, he just went to do some chest beating and show, you know, this is my spot. So he probably heard me coming and said, I'm going to scare the snot out of this guy, and he did. But anyway, and then, you know, probably lost his nerve and got out of there. Anyway, that's what that's my report there on my sighting. I do have to admit to some, I don't know what the exact term is for it, but sighting guilt, because I know there's Bigfoot researchers out there, and they go out as much as they can, and they search, and they want to see a Sasquatch so bad, and they never see it. And I'm training to through hike the Appalachian Trail, and I see one. This is a hot spot. This is a Bigfoot hot spot. I know that much. Like I said, I've been doing some research, and this area, particularly this park, I'm not the only one that's seen a Bigfoot out here. So, trying to think of anything else. I didn't finish my safety briefing about meeting a Sasquatch before. If you do run into one, stand your ground for several moments and then back away slowly. Don't make eye contact. This is true for like almost any wild animal. Stand your ground first for a little while, but you don't want to run away from it because that'll bring on the chase reflex, and just back away. Now, if it comes after you, then start praying. If you're not a praying person, it's time to start praying, because that's probably the only thing that's going to save you. Because, like I say, they move fast, and they're very strong, and you know, there's not much you can do to them. So you'll need God to send some angels to you. So yeah, definitely get the prayer thing going. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing about the whole thing. I think that's about it. Like I say, my battery's running real low right here. So that's my report. And like I say, don't be afraid to be out here and, you know, hiking these trails. Because like I say, they're beautiful trails. They're very well maintained. They're perfect for training for other trails, you know, tougher trails. And, you know, just come out here and have fun, you know. And if you do see a Sasquatch, you know, like I say, just remember what I told you. Just let him do his thing and be on his way. Like I say, this thing was running away from me, which I'm very proud of. Another thing and this is what I was trying to remember to say. Another thing I'm proud of is that I didn't get it on video. You might say, well, why? You know, why didn't you get some evidence? Why don't you have some video of it? Well, first thing, it was so quick. There's no way I could have got video. Second thing is, I know when this comes out, I'm going to be either called a lunatic or a liar. But if I had video evidence and put it out there, I'd be a lunatic, a liar, and a fraudster. So there we go. It's less things I'm going to be called from having this experience. But as for me, I mean, the debate's over. You know, I don't have to pour over the evidence and decide if there's a Bigfoot or not. I mean, once you see one, the debate's over. I know they're real. So anyway, this is EC Trail Hiker, and I'll sign out for now.